All right, welcome back to another episode of Walking on the Cloud with Marco. It's a little bit windy today, so I hope that the wind doesn't really kill this video completely. Yeah, in my previous section, I was talking about uh, just getting certified. Should you get certified? Definitely. I think that it will make a difference in your career if you get certified, but of course you need to expect that certification is not just a joke. You have to take it seriously. It's like any exam, right? If you were in university or even in high school, you were preparing for that exam to be able to pass it, right? And the rules for these exams are pretty stringent, so you have to have a pretty high percentage to be able to pass. And they are looking at real world experience and trying to give you questions and tasks that will look as if they are real world. Anyway, in another chapter of this episode sort of series, I'm going to talk more about each exam and what I thought about each of those exams. But today we're going to talk about AWS jobs, right? So AWS jobs are available right now in North America. You have a great deficit of IT people, especially people who know anything about the cloud, know anything about automation, who have experience with how to build a reliable cloud solution. I just could keep the camera there because the sun is on my left side. So saying that, there is a deficit in IT right now, and that deficit of all IT jobs is about 200,000 jobs, right? And most of that deficit is felt in industries that are not considered to be cool IT industries. What do I mean when I say cool IT industries? I mean industries that are like Google or Facebook or Amazon, right? Amazon jobs doesn't mean you're going to be getting a job at Amazon, right? I'm going to talk about that process also in another video, but there are Amazon jobs, right? There are businesses that need to move to Amazon, that need to move to cloud. And today I'm going to be focusing on my experience with what you could be looking for and what happens if you're interested in getting an Amazon job. Now, the first thing I notice a lot of students are saying to me, oh, do you know of any Amazon jobs, right? So if you don't know, I do a lot of Amazon training. I'm an Amazon authorized instructor, so students in public classes will come up to me or will chat with me privately and say, I am looking for an Amazon job, can you hook me up? And I tell them, you know what, I can hook you up. I get about 10 requests per week for work. Just tell me 3 things, right? What you want to do, which knowledge area, are you a sysops person, are you a developer, are you an engineer, are you an architect, are you a big data person, right? Are you doing analytics? That's the first thing I want to know. And then the second thing I want to know is where you want to work. And the more sort of desolate the town, the more sort of desolate the city, the more remote it is, the more likely you are sort of going to find a really nice cloud job, right? You're going to find a nice AWS role and make a nice amount of money, especially for that area, right? If it's an area where it's cheaper to live, why not take the advantage, right? You get a nice high 5-figure or even low 6-figure job in an area where, you know, the average salary is 25,000 or something like that. You're gonna be living like a king, basically, right? You don't need to go to the Silicon Valley. You don't need to go to San Francisco. You don't need to go to Seattle. You don't need to go to Vancouver or Toronto or what is it? Austin's interesting now. Austin's very interesting. They have a lot of tech jobs there. Anyway, you don't need to go to one of those big cities, right? The first thing about IT is you can focus on businesses that aren't glamorous, right? And if you focus on businesses that aren't glamorous, you're gonna get a job super quick, right? You want a job to work on an environment, you want to have full control over it, you want to learn about it, go to the automotive industry, go to healthcare, go to all of these industries where you're going to be the only admin, or maybe you're going to have two more people to work with, right? And you can come up with new ideas. You're going to be able to do a lot of things as long as you keep it compliant, and you're going to learn a lot about compliance, right? Especially if you've just come out of university, right? You just come out of university, you worked a little bit with AWS or any other cloud platform for that matter in university, right? And then you go and try to take the exam. Let's say you take the SysOps exam, right? You take the SysOps exam, you pass it, you drop that credential on a table of any unknown company that's got a requirement for SysOps engineer. The job is yours, I guarantee you. They will see, oh my God, somebody with an actual certification has come in and is willing to take this job, right? This deficit right now that I'm talking about is being mitigated by MSOs, right, or MSPs, so managed service providers or organizations, right? So managed services means you want to go to the cloud, but you don't have the workforce to do it. You go to an MSP or an MSO, and they will hook you up with the people, they will hook you up with the best practices, they will build everything for you. But that is extremely expensive compared to hiring somebody, right? You have to know that these people, they have to have engineers hired. They have top-of-the-notch engineers, but having top-notch engineers also means they have to pay top dollar for them, right? And if you just need to spin up some PHP application on an Elastic Beanstalk platform and don't know how to do that, don't know how to run that, right? Even though it's, one click, or, well, it's actually 2 clicks and one command line input, right? I'm making sort of a very basic, Jesus, Wendy. I'm making a very basic assumption, right, that you have no idea how to work with AWS, and you have very low technical skills, which is not a problem. You don't need to be. Not everybody is technically inclined, right? I have no idea how to sell myself. I'm pretty bad at sales, and that's why I pay people to sell my product, right? My service, not product, right? That's the idea, right? You're good at one thing, but you're probably not going to be good at another thing, right? I'm not good at time management, right? I'm pretty bad at time management. I've improved over time, but I consider myself pretty bad at time management. I could not survive without a calendar, and a lot of the times, like, I'm barely managing right now. A lot of times I'm at the point where I'm like, I need an assistant to get through this, right? So that is the thing, right? Not everybody is good at everything. So you should be looking at something where you're good at, or something or an area where you want to improve at, right? And then take a job and take the risk of switching jobs once you sort of start stagnating, right? Once you're not, oh my God, the wind. It's pretty windy. All right, so once you see that your position is not improving, your skill set is not improving, you're not doing new stuff, then, move to another position. Because if you're technically inclined, if you want to learn, then you have to learn. Learning is the key to success, right? I wouldn't be where I am if I wasn't willing to learn at each and every step. I had tens of colleagues, even hundreds of colleagues in the past who were in the same sort of position as me, but they weren't willing to learn. So you know where they are? They're in the same position as where they were 10, 20 years ago, right? Or maybe have even been relegated to doing something completely different now, right? So their job is completely different and completely not connected to whatever we used to do together. Anyway, jobs are out there. that's where I'm going to leave this one. If you need to get a job in the industry, if you want to get an AWS job, get in touch. Connect with me on LinkedIn, and I will definitely feed all my everything that I get fed. I will feed to you. Just tell me where your area of interest is, or where geographically you want to be located, and we'll get you sorted. All right, that's it for this session. And yeah, in the next video, I'm going to talk about how to choose your employer. All right, bye.